Hello, welcome back to my channel. This video is a kind of extra video because I accidentally published Wednesday's video on Saturday. So today I'm going to be sharing with you five books from my collection that I really love to use for inspiration, referencing, that kind of thing. And you can see that I have little books and I have large books, but these are five I always like to look through and flick through when I'm having moments of like, meh. I find them really inspiring. So let's dive in and take a look. So I'm going to work in size from smallest to largest, just because it's going to save me having to move these books around. This is The Observer's Book of Birds, and I actually bought this from my mom quite a few years ago because she used to love sitting and looking at birds. She had some mobility issues, so it was a favourite thing of hers to look at the birds that were in the neighbourhood. She passed away, and my dad said I could take it back, and it's quite an old book. I think it's from like the 1960s, and it's a very sweet little book, but it has these beautiful little illustrations in. So when I feel like I want to draw something naturey, it's kind of nice to come and reference the images within here. They're really sweet and really lovely, and they're great just for having in front of you and just sketching something out. You could probably, I think I got this from like a little bookshop that had, it was around Putney Bridge area because I remember buying it from them. But you could probably pick something like this up online, and as you can see they have lots of variations: butterflies, aircraft, automobiles, like a whole variety of options. I should probably look at the wildflower ones actually, that'd be quite lovely. But that's The Observer's Book of Birds, and I think it's really, really sweet, and I mean it fits in my hand. It's so handy to have about. So setting that one aside, the next one is the Oxford Book of Trees. This is quite a recent purchase, again secondhand. I got it from like Abe Books for about £3, and it came to my attention because we used this book in a Patreon session. Well, I say we. It was a recorded session in Katie Moody's Patreon. I'll probably talk about the various Patreons I'm in another video, but I loved she only shared a couple of images which I worked on. Let me grab my sketchbook to show you those. Okay, so the first one is this little tree drawing. It's a deodar tree, and I used a mix of Tombow brush pens and actual pencils. And then in my largest sketchbook, my Art Creations Talons, you can see various mediums. So this was the pedunculate oak tree and the hornbeam, and these were again using the Tombow brush markers and then pencil. And then on the left you can see two others using neo colors, and I really enjoyed the process because I've always been really bad at drawing trees. You know, I can do them in like a black pen with a micron or a fountain pen, but I otherwise struggle. And I found that the images in this book, obviously I'm not going to create them and sell them or anything like that, but just to use as reference to get like the different tree shape, the overall shape, and then like the leafage, we call it leafage. And it's just a really lovely book. In fact, my partner was very envious when it turned up because it has like the line drawings without the leaves. And he said the problem he has with identifying trees is when they're in full bloom, or not when they're in full bloom, sorry, when the leaves have all dropped, he can sometimes struggle to identify the different trees. And so he's like, I'm going to read this, like once I've got the marking ding. He's marking at the moment for his students, so he's quite excited about it as well. And they also, it's the Oxford book, so they also have a variety of different books as well. So I'm quite interested in the birds. I think that'd be lovely, and maybe the wildflowers as well. So I'm going to have a look on Abe Books to see if there are any more of these around. So this was a find from Katie Moody's Patreon. The next one, you probably saw this one in an art haul at some point, but it's by somebody called Shirley Trevenna, and it's Breaking the Rules of Watercolour. I had her previous book. I can't find it anywhere, and I forget what it's called. I'll pop it in the description if I think it's Taking Risks with Watercolour actually. Breaking the Rules. Yeah, I think it was Taking Risks with Watercolour. But this one is, it's also as fabulous. And I love going through it and looking at how the images have been created, the paintings, looking at how she breaks things down and uses different materials, mark making. And it's just really inspiring when you get stuck, just to have something. Like here she's talking about glancing through magazines for ideas. Look at this color palette, and actually she's ended up creating a rough sketch. And I think this is a really lovely book. Never use black. Still life with black and white cloth. Yeah, like look at those colors, aren't they just beautiful? Like she has real skill. So this one is always one that fills me with joy to flick through, and it gets me excited about color and actually painting and doing stuff. So that's Breaking the Rules of Watercolor with Shirley Trevenna. Now this one is a very new to me one. This is You Can't Kill Snow White by Beatrice Alemagne. Something I don't know if I've mentioned before, but I get quite excited about the idea of illustrating books because I nannied for years before I even became a fashion student and then a designer. I did lots of nannying with children, small children. So I've read many books over the years that are children's books, and I've always loved looking at the illustrations. And these are so fabulous. Like, the different textures, you can see the paint, the pencil, and it's just, oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that color. Oh my goodness, is that not just like so exciting? So again, it's about having another book that's exciting because of the images on the page. They're very inspiring, the different lines and how the textures are created. And the illustrator, Beatrice Alemagne, she has actually done quite a few books. This came to my attention because of Sarah van Dongen, who shared a Dutch, I think maybe it wasn't Dutch, maybe it was French, because I believe she's French. I think it might have been a version in French, not sure. But anyway, I tracked down an English copy and it's absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Oh, doesn't it make you excited? And then finally, this one's really big. I'm gonna have to turn the book around. This is the Taschen Frida Kahlo. Oh my gosh, it's the complete paintings and it's huge. I mean, that's the length and it continues on. And that's how big the book is. I went to an exhibition. If you're interested, let me know, because I've got the video somewhere and I could add it to this channel. But I went to the Frida Kahlo exhibition at a museum here in the Netherlands. It was fabulous. My partner took me, actually my fiance took me for my 40th birthday. A year ago now, I think. No, it wouldn't have been my 40th, it would have been my 40 something. He got me this book and it is phenomenal. Like, how can you not look at this and be absolutely inspired? Now, this book is hard to, well, it'd be hard on your bank account, honestly, because I think it was a pretty penny. But if you can track one down secondhand, I think it's absolutely worth it. It's the biggest art book I own, and I often take it out just to like look and like, isn't this fabulous? Oil on aluminium. 1938. You can't see it because it's off screen, but like, imagine trying to just like frame that section and recreate that in your sketchbook, just to have like something that's inspired you and channeling other ideas and getting your creative juices flowing. Oh my gosh, I just get so excited. Can you see that there's a little bunny rabbit or something here in the moon? This is called The Girl, the Moon and the Sun from 1942. There's Frida. It's like, oh, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Again, you've got the light, you've got the dark. Oh, the exhibition was amazing. I loved it. And I created, like, I took videos while I was there and then I kind of narrated over it. So if you're interested, I could pop that on this channel. It didn't get very many views on my main channel because people there don't really like art so much. But look at the textures. Again, this is oil on masonite. And lots of information about Frida and her marriage. Oh, letters. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. See, it's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. Really, really heavy. Like, I had to, well, because it's so big, it doesn't fit in our normal bookshelves. So it's in the top one. So I always have to like stretch up and grab it. There she is, Frida. Anyway, I'm going to stop now because I will just keep showing you every page in this book. And that's probably not a good idea. So I heartily recommend this book as well if you're looking for inspiration. So that's my 5 favorite books at the moment for art and creative inspiration. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if you've got any favorite books that you love to look through when you're having, like, you know, those down days where you just don't actually feel like drawing or painting. I'd love to hear your suggestions. I've got other resources as well, which I'll share in upcoming videos. But yeah, today I thought I'd just share 5 of my current favorite books. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.